Aloha, everybody. Welcome again to my podcast. I am Leigh Kadooka. I am in Hawaii, and I had the awesome honor of meeting Terza Ekholm. She is another fantastic course content creator on the Great Discovery. Lucky for us, it's free. And I think she created her background using her free course. Is that right?
A lot of it, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
yes.
Tirza, can you please share a little bit about where you are residing? Because, people like to know where people are and a little bit about your background and what brought you into creating this free course. And don't forget, give us the name of the free course too.
All right, I will. First of all, thank you so much, Lee, for having me on your podcast. I'm delighted to be here.
Thank
I
you.
You live in a beautiful place. I also live in a beautiful place. I live in beautiful Colorado Springs,
Woo.
Colorado, at the base of beautiful Pikes Peak, America's beautiful mountain. So I get to enjoy a lot of outdoor activities. But along the way, I won't tell you how many years I've lived here. I'm not quite native, but sometimes I feel like it. I went to high school here, I went to university here, and I started my working life as a software engineer and totally loved it, high tech. And it was really great. And along the way, after a full 18-year career with high tech, I decided to go on to something else. Actually, I was laid off, and then I decided to go on to something else.
Oh, that's a sad thing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So after a few twists and turns with trying some different entrepreneurial pursuits, I was introduced to art, textile art, and I didn't know anything about art, Lee. I'd never done anything other than crayons and finger paints in kindergarten. So
That's me.
um
I can't even draw a stick figure that you can tell that is a stick figure.
so that was me as well. And um, so I had so much fun learning how to use a sewing machine for the first time and how to use it to create art. So I just went in at it with a completely open and curious mind. And that's really how I got started. So if we fast forward a bit, digital art came along and I began to play with that, and that was fun. But the real thing that happened was when AI came along and I learned that I could use AI to create art. And wow, the world exploded even more into colors and patterns and styles. So, yes, you are correct. So the name of my course is called Unleash Your Inner Artist Using AI. And I deliberately created it for people who are new to even creating art, because one of the things that would happen, Lee, is people would come to my studio in downtown Colorado Springs and they would admire my art and they'd say, "Oh, that's wonderful." And they'd say, "Oh, you're so creative. I could never do that." And I would always look at them and say, "Yes, you can." And this is, before digital, of course. But then some of them would look at me, with this expression that they had a horrible art teacher in some class somewhere that told them how terrible they were. And that always made me feel sad. Um, because the art teacher evidently didn't recognize their creativity, which meant that they didn't. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of funny. The reason I'm laughing is, like I said, if I drew a stick figure, you'd kind of ask me, girl or guy? And I'd be like, well, I can draw, that thing that looks like a girl's hair. How do I draw a guy? I'll leave him bald,
Right?
you know? And how do I draw a square that looks like a square? My limit of drawing kind of ends there. So, when I first met you through, our team Alex, and I saw your background, I'm like, wow, that's super cool. And I think you mentioned earlier that part of it is done with your AI program,
Mhm.
right? That you were using. which
Yes.
kind of makes me, oh, okay. And I did take your course.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You know, her course, guys, is a very easy course to do. She's, I guess maybe it's your engineering background that made it easy to follow. You know, it wasn't like I kind of jump around, you know. So if you're taking a course from me, sometimes like, what? And then I got to go back. But the way Terza teaches it is very succinct and very methodical. So why did you introduce this platform? Because the AI program that you had introduced is kind of phenomenal.
Hmm. It's really fun. So to be honest, when I started with the AI
Uh-huh.
art, I started with the very first version of Dolly, which actually it's offered by the same company that does ChatGPT.
Oh,
And at that time, I jumped in and started playing with it, and I didn't like my results. I just, I would type in some words and it would make some stuff, and I'd go, well, okay, that's all right. So, so I found this other app that I could use on my phone. And it made things so easy because it takes a lot of the guesswork out if you're trying to figure out words. It right up front, it gives you the chance to choose what size you want, and then it gives you a whole bunch of different art styles to play with. So in
okay,
case
wait,
you
don't give us too much information because we want them to take your course.
That's true, that's true. But in case you don't know what things are, you can play. And that's what I really want people to do. That's what I would teach people in my physical art classes. It's just here's some things, here's some ideas, here's some techniques, play. So,
Wow. So
so.
let me ask you a question. Can we choose on the background of your
Mhm.
Zoom screen? There
Mhm.
are there's a lot of pictures there.
Yes.
Which one of them or how many of them were created using your AI?
Okay, so most of them are, so let's see if I can get my directions right. So the flowers
Uh-huh.
and the heart, right? And
Wow.
then this lotus flower. And then believe it or not, remember I started with fabrics and textiles.
Right?
The knit ones are done with this AI art, with that
Wow.
same app, I mean. So is this the cat,
What about
and
that dolphin one?
the dolphin one is too.
My God,
Yeah.
everybody, you know, you got to go take her course. You just got to because moi, who can't do squidly for drawing, would be so lost, I think, without your AI art. So up in the corner, there's a building. Is that where you teach your courses?
No, no, that would be fun. But actually, that is very similar to where I used to have an art studio downtown, except that it wasn't neon. But I have a business friend in Colorado Springs
Uh-huh.
who wanted to update her Facebook group profile,
Uh-huh.
and she runs a job board.
Oh,
So I thought, well, it's sort of a business kind of a building. And not that it's essentially for women, but I thought, pink neon, that'll make it really stand out. And she just loved it. So,
cool.
yeah.
So your your course, can it possibly, I mean, like for me, I was kind of looking for a logo. Can it possibly help create that? What are
Um,
some of the things we can kind of create with your through your, after taking your course?
the logo one, I'd probably recommend some other art tools. You can probably use that same app to give you some ideas of what you like
Mm-hmm.
and what you don't like.
Okay.
Right. And then you can take some of those same words, by the way, and put them into other art apps to help you create a logo. So like this one down here, I always get the directions wrong. This way.
The
um,
family tree detective.
yes,
Okay.
I made that for a friend. She was struggling with trying to get the whatever art app she was using to create a logo for her. But I understood how to do it, so I did it using actually Chat GPTs because
Oh,
now Dolly is much easier to use. So,
cool.
and then I used another tool to put in the words.
So let me ask you a question if you don't mind.
Sure.
Are you open to being a I mean, what things would people can hire you for? Can we hire you to like create a logo for us?
Yes.
What
Yes, I
else
do.
can you what else can we is in your forte?
You know that there's a lot of as I'm learning how to use LinkedIn myself, I observe that there's a lot of people who have active LinkedIn accounts, but they don't have their profile banner up. That's one of the things I can help with,
Oh,
but I
wow.
can do that for Facebook groups as well as the YouTube channel banner. So,
So if you're prepared, if not, what would be the starting price to get you to help create a banner? Because of course, it's going to determine how much time and how intricate and all of that. So what would
yeah.
be the starting price to get a Terza Ekholm creation?
So if it's something we can do in less than an hour, it'll be $50, and then it would just go up from there, depending on
Cool.
how many revisions and things we go through.
Oh,
So
I might have to hire you because I am tech savvy, but tech
mhm.
savvy enough to get me into trouble.
Yes.
You hear that a lot, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm tech savvy, but it gets me into trouble because you then we start going down this road and then, oh darn, I gotta come back, right?
Yes.
So how long have you been um using this app that you're talking about in your course? And let's not give away the app right now. They need to
No,
go
I
take
won't
your
give away the
course.
app.
You
I
need
will
to go
just
take
tell
the
you
course.
you need to take the course. I'll have to say that I started teaching that course during the
Mm.
pandemic, during the lockdown,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because before that, I'd been teaching classes in person. But then once I discovered this app, I did teach a class online for that. And that was the basis for the later course, which now you're offering. So,
Right.
or I'm
And
offering. So,
I believe you did upload a paid course, right? If you want to give us the name of that
yes,
paid course and give us a smidgen about what it is. And
that one
um,
was just published
oh,
yesterday.
cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a Genius Club course.
Yeah, I get to
So
go take it for free because I'm a
you
Genius
can
Club
take it for
member.
free. Genius Club subscribers can take it for free,
Yes, thank
or
you.
it's included in their subscription.
Right.
So that one, I actually think it was probably one of my better courses because I kept it very organized. So it's got 10 video modules, 10 PDFs that explain what's in the modules in case you prefer to read it instead, and then 10 quizzes to challenge your understanding. Um, and
Uh-oh.
and I have people create art and send it to me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So
So
Tirza, what brought you to the Great Discovery and why do you think the Great Discovery is a great platform for courses?
mhm. Well, because I've looked at several course platforms actually, and I've offered I've actually consulted some people on some previous course platforms before the Great Discovery existed, and they're reasonable platforms, but you have to take one of their courses to learn how to create and upload one of your courses. And then you go through all that. And then what I find is people would take my course, they'd buy it, and then they'd go buy some other courses on other subjects. And, the platform would say, well, if not, they didn't say anything actually, but in my mind, they said, well, thank you.
Thank you for your money. I appreciate you,
So,
Tirza, but I'm not giving you anything
right. That was part of it, but the Great Discovery makes it so easy um,
to
that I
cross
was
promote
finally
each
able to
other,
get
right?
going. Hmm?
To cross promote each other.
Oh, that's the best thing. That's the amazing thing. So I don't consider myself very good at sales or marketing, but I know people who are. And so they help me sell my course. I help sell their course. And it's when you do it as a community, oh my,
Hmm.
it's an exponential power.
Right. And that's why I am 100% in. The great discovery.
Yes.
So, Teresa, any last words you want to share with us before we say mahalo plenty and I'll see you in the neighborhood?
I know you've got some courses out there too. You really need to check out Leigh's courses, as well as if you're just wanting to even just get started with AI, you can actually take my course because that gives you an introduction to AI as well. So people who are very beginning in either AI or art will really enjoy my courses.
Yes, guys, I took her course because my art sinks. I'm a good copier, like I do rubber stamping because somebody shows it to me and I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then my mind kind of goes off, but I'm not a really good person to go put it all together. Like my husband can draw. I can't draw. He goes, oh, why don't you lay out your office? And I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, I'm like, no. My mind doesn't function in that realm. So guys, learning about AI art was like eye-opening. But I am having too much fun meeting people and learning about their business and taking their business that I need to go back and play with my AI, my art AI. So Terza Ekholm, thank you, thank you, thank you, or mahalo plenty in Hawaiian Pidgin, or mahalo nui loa in honorific, I guess you could say Hawaiian, for spending your time with me. I truly appreciate it. Have an awesome week, and I will see you later in our neighborhood. Thank you. Bye, guys.